So you're lifting weights and you're downing your protein shakes, but something still isn't adding up. Have you ever gotten stuck and asked yourself, why am I getting stronger but not bigger? Or, how do I get strong without getting big? Strength doesn't always equal size, and how we look doesn't always match how we perform. So let's break it down to understand how strength and size relate, and how to eat and train to get the look that you like. Which rep range for strength and which rep range for mass? Well, the science is in, and it says that 1 to 6 reps, that's best for strength development. And then it says 5 to 30 reps is best for muscle development. But how does that work? And why is the rep range so big for building muscle mass? On a very simple level, there is a difference between neurological changes and muscular changes. The nervous system plays a very important role in how strong you are. If your brain and nerves signal muscles efficiently, you can get very strong without growing much muscle at all. This is what new trainees experience when they first start their fitness journey. In the first week or month of training, they can get stronger very quickly without seeing much of a change to their body. Similarly, athletes that compete in sports where there are weight classes like Olympic weightlifting, they must get stronger without getting bigger. So they use methods to increase strength without putting on size. On the other side of the equation is the growth of muscle tissue. These changes are slower. They're the product of a number of variables, including mechanical tension, pumps, and of course, nutrition, with protein and calories being critical. So here's how to dial it all in. The first point is around training effort. Training, regardless of the rep range, won't have any impact if you don't put in sufficient effort. In order for strength work to make you strong in the 1 to 6 rep range, you need to lift near failure within 1 to 3 reps. The concept called reps in reserve helps people better understand how close to failure they are, and also what is required for lifting weights to be impactful. A proper stimulus means you only have 1 to 5 reps left in the tank before you were to fail. Training stimulus is one variable that you need to be consistent and precise with over time in order to keep seeing results. The next variable is food quantity. If you want to build muscle or burn fat, you need to have the right amount of food to achieve these results. Training hard without attention to diet can easily add body fat right alongside the muscle that you're gaining. This can even happen when people start focusing on eating clean, but never track their food quantity. Training can make people think that they need a lot more food than they actually do. I just trained so hard, so I deserve to eat that extra plate of whatever. A haphazard approach to dieting can land you in the bulky department and blaming the weights for doing so.
I hope you're enjoying the episode so far. No matter what approach you're gonna take to building a great physique, being consistent is absolutely essential, which means having fewer nagging injuries or aches and pains can make a big difference in your overall outcomes. And that's why I have partnered with today's episode sponsor, VIVO Barefoot. Their shoes and their minimalist footwear can help you, as they've helped me, build up to 60% more strength in your feet. Strong feet has meant less knee, back, and hip pain for me, which gives me much more confidence and consistency in the gym. And it doesn't hurt that these functional shoes are actually fairly stylish and they look good on my feet when I'm either dressed in or outside of the gym. Now go ahead and check out that top line of the description below for your unique 15% off code with VIVO Barefoot. Now let's get back to building a great physique.
Next is the rep approach. It is possible that you're not training in the right rep range for your goal. Training effort and food quantity are much more commonly the obstacles people face, but there is one common misconception that's out there. Myth. To get toned, aka not bulky, you must train in the higher reps with lighter weights. This is just not true. If you really don't want extra muscle, then you would strength train at lower reps and heavier weights. This would get you strong, but not add bulk. But as I've already stated, getting toned is about building muscle, just not adding body fat. Toning is a combination of building muscle and losing body fat to become leaner. This process of recomposition can happen through training in either rep range. But you must train hard enough to get the adequate stimulus, and you must eat the right amount to get the adequate quantity to reach these goals. Now let's face it, putting on muscle does mean adding bulk to your frame. But the old concept of bulking called for more aggressive increases to calories in order to accelerate muscle mass gain. Alongside that muscle mass was generally a lot of body fat gain too. The faster you try to gain muscle with excess calories, the more likely you are to add body fat to your frame alongside it. So if you're happy with your physique and you want to simply add a little bit of muscle, we need to follow a different type of bulking approach. This approach has been referred to as Maingaining. You maintain your physique and gain slowly over time. It's slower, but more suitable for intermediate to advanced lifters. For this approach, we stick to phases of gaining where we eat just above maintenance. I would shoot for 10% calorie surplus. Go through 12 to 24 weeks of this phase and type of eating. Then you can do a small cut for 4 to 6 weeks to shed any excess body fat that you may have added. If you've been training for about 3 to 5 years, then you could expect something like 1 pound of muscle gain per month. The goal is to mostly put on muscle, but there will be some subtle amounts of body fat. If you're even more advanced in your training age, like 5+ years, then half a pound of muscle might be all you can expect in a month across a full year. If you want to go the fast, big, dirty bulking route, you might be able to push that number from 1 pound to 2 pounds of muscle in a month, but expect to see much more body fat alongside it when you're on the scale. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What about this concept is hard to grasp, trust, and put into practice? Is there a circumstance you find yourself in where you're just confused about muscle gain, getting toned, or bulking up too much? Send me a DM at Marcus Philly on most of the social platforms with your questions, or reach out anytime using the chat bubble of our website, functional-bodybuilding.com. I would love to hear from you.
Thanks for watching today. I hope you got some tips on how to build a great physique. And if you want my top 5 nutrition tips on how to stay lean year-round, make sure you click the link right here for that video.